how did you react to that Met Police tweeting advice that I just read out now, that they're suggesting that women should be questioning an officer who attempts to arrest them without being in uniform?
Good morning. Yeah, I think the default position tends to be, let's question what women are doing and what our reactions are. And when the actual problem is the system, we can't have a different piece of knowledge for every situation that might put us in danger, and it's not fair. The more we look at women's behaviour and what we can do to not be put in positions of danger, the less we're looking at the actual problem, the system, and how perpetrators of abuse are getting away with it.
Absolutely. Do you think the police is institutionally misogynistic?
Yeah, I would agree that the police is institutionally misogynistic and racist, but that is a product of the society that we live in as well. We have to remember that the police are part of our society and therefore hold the same beliefs and attitudes and stereotypes and myths that the rest of us do. The difference is that the police are supposed to be held to a higher standard of behaviour, and there needs to be those checks. We know that Wayne Couzens was nicknamed the rapist by his colleagues. Somebody should have been picking up on that. His colleagues should have been picking up and reporting that. And that sort of boys' club where people protect each other and don't worry about, what that escalation might look like is a real danger.
And do you think Cressida Dick should should take the can for that? Or do you think it's actually very powerful to have a woman at the top of the Met Police?
I think that's a difficult issue, to be honest. One person is not the problem here. We're looking at an entire system change, and within the women's aid movement, we would be looking at a whole system approach. So while it might be really useful for someone different to come in, we need someone to be looking at and being really honest about what the problems have been within the police, and being able to be very honest and think about we need to recognise what the problems are before we can start to address them, right? And if Cressida Dick isn't able to do that, then maybe that needs to be someone different. But I think pinning all the issue onto one person isn't the way for us to look at it. We need to be looking at the entire system and how we go about changing that.
Venice, how do we fix this? How do we make women trust the police again? I think lots of people have lost their trust in the police with the scenes in March last year at the vigil. Lots of people were accusing the Met Police of being heavy-handed with those arrests at what was a peaceful vigil, all the way up to Wayne Couzens' sentencing this week. How do we fix this? And surely it's going to take a long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no quick fix here, and I get why they're trying to put out these kind of quick wins and help women understand what they should do in these situations. But actually, I think those sort of what look like quick wins are potentially eroding that trust even further. We need to see real systemic change. We need to see that there are checks and, that potential perpetrators are being picked up at those lower stages of abuse and perpetration before that escalates. We need to see that the police are linking again those sort of what we think of as lower forms of abuse, because we know that people will escalate and that perpetrators will often go on to commit greater crimes. We need to see that the police are taking those really seriously, and that they're linking perpetrators as well, because we know that perpetrators often are serial perpetrators. So Shana Grice, who was stalked and murdered several years ago, she reported her perpetrator for stalking. No action was taken, and actually 13 other women reported the same perpetrator. So there needs to be some real, we need to see clear commitment to systemic change, not just these sticking plasters that look quite good on the surface, but actually, as I say, maybe erode that trust further. And we need to look at bringing in trauma-informed training to the whole of the criminal justice system.
Yeah, good thoughts, and I'm sure everyone would agree with those. Venice Fielding, Community Engagement Manager for Cardiff Women's Aid. Really good to talk to you this morning. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.